It's been a while since I dropped my very first Board Tales video, and since then, I've met so many amazing riders, board sport lovers, and awesome communities. Along the way, I even started the Board Culture Surf Hub, basically a space and marketplace where surfers and surf culture creators can connect, share what they do, and offer their products or services. As an entrepreneur myself, I've always been curious about the business side of this world. Surfing is all about fun, right? But what happens when your passion becomes your business? Whether you're creating surf art, shaping surfboards or surf skates, designing a surf-inspired clothing line, or even running surf trips, is it still fun? Can you actually make a living doing it? There are so many questions I want to ask the people who've already taken that leap. So in the next videos, I'll be meeting different surf culture entrepreneurs and learning about their journeys. And today, we're kicking things off with Foilmates, an app created by 3 pump foilers who met on a dock, realized they all had the same problem, and came up with a solution to help foilers find each other and discover great spots. Let's hear their story.
My name is Guy. I'm now Swiss, but actually I'm coming from Germany, from Cologne, and live in Switzerland for 14 years. And I'm a designer. I was never the running guy. I actually was a walking guy, right? I was a slow mover, so to say. And the first water sport I did was water skiing when I was 7, and windsurfing, of course. That was the 80s. Back in Zurich, I saw this great lake, and I wanted to go back into the water, but I didn't know what to do. Tried sailing, also tried kiting, but then again I realized I need something that's more integratable in your daily life. And I discovered pump foiling, and ever since I'm actually practicing it.
I'm Martin. I'm living in Switzerland, but I'm coming from Germany. When other childs go by bike to school, I go by skateboard to school. After then I start skiing, then I start snowboarding, then I start with maybe it's the first snowboard school in Nuremberg. I start 5 years ago wing foiling. Then I saw on the lake some pump foilers and I think I must do this. I will start this.
Hi, I'm Philip. I grew up actually in Zurich, not that close to the lake. I live a little bit up to the hill, but I was always addicted to water. So I liked a lot of doing sports on the water. I mean, as I was a child. I think at the age of 2 years, I did my first trials in a sailboat. Mainly my father was steering, but as soon as I grew up, I wanted to do it myself. And yeah, so I was always liking water sports. And once I saw then on TV, some guy presenting this pump foiling, I said, hey, that's it, I want to learn it.
And I came to this dock, so this is where it all started, and met Martin here. So we had a chat, and he was talking about stuff and material and how he starts and how I start and who we know. And at a certain point in time, we also met Philip. He was giving lessons to one of the starters, and yeah, we had a nice chat. And weeks later, we decided to go to a mountain hut for snowboarding. So we sat on the mountain hut after a skiing day, had some red wine, and started scribbling on a piece of paper what an app could do. So the main idea was to have an AI working on all the movies that we had. So Philip is taking movies from each of his pupils, like every start he's filming it. So we thought that we might have enough material to train an AI and then make the AI tell the pupil or the starter what he does wrong. And of course, if you had enough wine, that sounds feasible, right? On the next morning, this wasn't probably the best idea, or it is a good idea, but not yet feasible. And then we had other ideas like, one of the biggest barriers is finding the right spot and meeting people, right? So you don't want to do it alone for security reason, but also for the fact that somebody could help you getting better by telling you what you did wrong. So the best thing if you start pump foiling is actually to start it with somebody else.
You're traveling around, you're looking for a spot, and you maybe look 2 hours for spots, and you maybe have a half hour left to go for pump foilings. Then comes the idea, okay, let's start an app where you can found and everybody can found a spot.
And so we decided, hey, what were the challenges? And one challenge was finding a dock. On the other hand, we also realized it's much easier to learn the sport and have more fun if you meet other foilers. Therefore, it was also for us an idea that we can use the app to meet up with other foilers, and therefore you also can set up your foiling profile and you can see who is going where to foil.
Came back home with a several pieces of papers, scribbles, drawings, text. And then I sat down, as I am a designer, I sat down and built the first prototype in Figma. The second or third prototype we had was considered okayish by the guys. And we thought, you know, how can we continue from here? So we talked to some agencies and then quickly realized that we can't afford it in Switzerland, right? So it would be too expensive. We were also looking for some coding specialists for Flutter, because Flutter is a platform that works on Apple and on Android, so we could do it in one go. We didn't find anybody who could help us out. And then we were looking on one of these platforms on the internet to find somebody maybe abroad, near shore, somehow, who could help us. And at the end of the day, we found a developer in Pakistan, Reese, who was really helpful and had affordable prices for us. As for the app, I think we're still in the beginning, right? The sport is still in the beginning. It hasn't advanced very much. There are few people in the world doing this sport. But of course we see we're gaining more and more users, we gain more and more spots, and the question is what's next? So our next idea is to allow users to chat with each other, because it's much easier to stand on the dock and say, yeah, look for the foiling penguin or look for aloha, and then you find that person. Reminding a name might be much more complex, and also maybe you don't want to give your details away for just a question about some screws or so. So what we want to have is like a forum where all these questions are answered once, and you have a very detailed discussion on that topic, but where people can go and find the right answers to all these questions that constantly arise. It's always the same questions. Which material do I need to buy? How do I fix my stuff? How do you travel?
My wish is very easy. When you're traveling around, you have an app to find spots. You meet some guys, you have fun with your friends on the water, and looking forward to grow up this sport.
I think the app is ideal for everybody who is liking to go foiling, meet some friends, get new hints, advices about it. So please feel free to download the app, and I'm sure you will not regret it.
Stepping up, we're standing tall.